Yes, people, man. How you guys doing, man? Today we're going to be discussing, the Eastern Conference. Coming into the season, a lot of people didn't really have much hopes, much expectations. Kind of East, at least give us like entertaining hoops, all of that jazz. And I must say, from the first month or so of the NBA being on, I'm actually enjoying like the hoops in the Eastern Conference. Is like I'm actually enjoying it. I've been satisfied with what I'm seeing, and of course you got the West, like loaded with superstars, loaded with great, amazing teams, 1 through 15, right? Even when you look at the lower seeded teams in the West, um, they at least got like players of their own, signature players, players who could do things any given night. There's at least like one kind of box office player in each team, and obviously in the West is like any team could beat any team in any given night. Like if you want the smoke, pull up essentially, right? The smoke is there, it's smoky over there. But the East is a bit. People were kind of expecting it to be a bit more watered down, and rightly so, because when you think about um, like the amount of players leaving from the East to the West, the Western teams getting stronger, the Eastern teams getting weaker. You're seeing with the Boston Celtics, a superstar Jason Tatum gone apparently for the whole season, but there's reports saying he could be back for this season. You guys already know my thoughts on that. But for the majority of the season, Jason Tatum is 100% going to be out for the majority of the season, right? So that's another star the East is losing. You look at the Indiana Pacers just coming from the finals, them losing their franchise player, their franchise cornerstone piece, through a 18-month injury, and then them starting the season like, what was it, 1-8? After just being in the finals like not too long ago, like it was only 4 or 5 months where they were literally playing a game 7, bro. Now they've started the season 8-1 or 9-1, right? So you have that. You have of course Embiid coming back from his injuries. How is he gonna cope? He's been on and off a bit, kinda. He's been lukewarm-ish. He's trying to find his pace into the league. But I can't lie though, Giannis has been doing Giannis things, right? But all of that, have kind of led to people coming into the season thinking that the East wasn't really gonna be all that good or all that enticing or all that fascinating, right? But I must say, if anything, that's kind of helped the Eastern Conference kind of boost. Is brand the right words? Like, I'll say image. I'll say it's helped boost his image. I feel like the East, the reasons I said before, has kind of opened the door for like a lot of stars to stamp their foot into the league, and it's why, in my opinion, I kind of believe that. Recently, in one of my couple of videos, right, I said that we are seeing a lot of players having a breakout season this season. Like when you look at Harkes at the Heat, right? When you look at Austin Reeves with the Lakers, when you look at Laravia at the Lakers, when you look at I thought Grimes was not having a breakout season, but I think he's doing amazing things this season. When you look at what's his name in the Pistons, bro, Rollins. When you look at him, right, like a lot of players throughout the league are having kind of breakout seasons, and it's like obviously you got Tyrese Maxey who's taking his game to another level. You got Jalen Johnson at the Hawks, right? The Hawks are in fine form right now. Like they're one of the NBA's most informed teams. I think they're sitting in the 3rd or 4th seed in the East, right? So I actually kind of had them via like competing in the East this year. So I kind of do feel justified. I kind of feel, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't know. But me seeing the Hawks, like I do kind of expected that from the Hawks, like, to kind of be up there in the East, given it has been weakened. But again, bro, Jalen Johnson as well, kind of improving this season. Dyson Daniels as well, improving, same team, right? So like a lot of players are low key, like having breakout seasons. You look at the Chicago Bulls. I think Giddy has taken his game to another level. Like the circumstances like I stated out before, the East becoming weaker, losing its stars getting injured, all of that jazz, injuries, things like that, trades. Obviously I forgot to mention Miles Turner left the Indiana Pacers as well, which is another massive blow, right? I just feel like it has kind of allowed like players to have a breakout season. You know, players we wouldn't have otherwise thought would be in the limelight or would be, you know, very good assets to a team. Like they're showing themselves this season. I think they're having very good seasons. The East, man, like it's kind of scrambled. Like my predictions from how the East would have looked coming into the season to how the East is now is insane. Now the Detroit Pistons, bro. The Detroit Pistons is one of the premier teams in the NBA. Like I remember, and I'm sure you guys remember as well, right? Like 2 seasons ago, even last season, bro, when they had that 33, was it last season when they had the longest losing streak in NBA history? Like they lost 32, 33 games in a row. I remember that press conference when they had Kay Cunningham. They were interviewing Kay Cunningham, and like he was crying his eyes out, man. He was like, man, we are not 32 and something bad, bro. I remember all of that. Like all of them having arguments, there was discontent amongst the players themselves. Like, I remember all of that. To now seeing them flying high in the East, not even just in the East, in the NBA, bro. They've got the second best record. They're like 11-2, only behind the Oklahoma Thunder, bro. Which is insane. What a turnaround they're having, right? Kay Cunningham himself is literally another one who's propelling himself into like, I wouldn't say MVP stardom, but superstardom. That's the word. I think MVP for Kay Cunningham is a bit too soon, you know, especially seeing how Shea, Jokic, and Giannis like are moving. Comparing Kay to that, he's not there yet, but he could get there. I'm not saying he's still having an amazing season, right? But to say MVP, a lot of people are kind of putting him in MVP talks. I don't hear that, me personally. I think those three are just on another level. And we all know when Jason Tatum's playing, like, come on, right? But I think all of that, right? Like, I don't know about you guys. The East is low-key entertaining, and for example, you got the Toronto Raptors right now, currently the 3rd seed in the East. Never would have expected it. Never would have expected it. You know? It's just Boston's a lottery team. Oh my gosh, bro. You know, like never in a million years would I imagine Boston being in a lottery position. Like, do you guys know how weird it is? Like, I go to the standings, right? I go to the standings. Boston's 11th lottery position. I'm used to seeing Boston, and I'm sure you guys are used to seeing Boston like mixing it with the elites, with the pinnacles, bro. Like us even being as low as 8th is unfathomable. Like we associate the Celtics with greatness as much as the Celtics is hated league-wise, right? It's just even like league-wide fans could kind of, you know, anticipate that it's kind of weird seeing Boston Celtics in lottery position. But again, though, that's over the road to a lot of teams that we wouldn't have expected to compete. You even got the Miami Heat, bro. What's happening with Jimmy Butler? What happened? Sorry, with Jimmy Butler, right? I kind of, or you guys probably kind of expected them to, you know, take a step back. That their era of competing in the East or even dominating, because I can't lie, what they've done with Butler and Bam and Hero and those guys in the postseason, you could definitely say that in the last 5 to 7 years that they had a strong chokehold in the East, right? In the East, in the playoffs in the East, right? With the amount of long runs they had, similar to kind of Boston as well, right? You kind of expected that to wither away, but they've low-key been kind of nice. I know they're the 7th seed, but not too long ago they were literally in the 3rd seed. Kind of just goes to show you how competitive the East is right now, right? That in like one game, everything can just shift. And I'm not saying that, I'm not making this video to say that, oh, like the gap has kind of bridged to the West, because I still believe, look, number 8 seed, Chicago Bulls, right? Or number 7 seed, Miami Heat. When you look at the 7th or 8th seed in the East, and you put them in the West, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think a team like the Heat, for example, is better than the Pelicans, is better than the Kings. I don't think they're better than the Mavericks, but form wise, yeah, I hear that. But other than that, though, I don't think they're better than the Clippers. I think they're the same, around the same level as the Clippers. Again, I said I don't think they're better than the Mavericks because I feel like what we're seeing from the Mavericks right now, this is not like the be all and end all. I think the Mavericks are too good to be this bad. Essentially, is what I'm saying. I think when they figure it out, they're gonna, and when they click, they're gonna be dangerous. I think they're better than the Grizzlies. But after that, bro, I don't think they're better than the Jazz. I don't think they're better than the Blazers. So I'm not really making this video to say that I think the gap is closing. No, but I just feel like the East is kind of taking me by surprise by how competitive and how interesting it actually is. Like, Eastern Conference hoops this season has been amazing to see. I don't know about you guys. It's been amazing to see. Like, even the breakout talents I've mentioned earlier, like having an amazing season. Yeah, it's good to see, man. But literally, that's all I want to say in this one. If you guys enjoyed it, man, don't forget to drop a like, bro. It's free. It's literally free, you know. If you guys could hit that like button, that'd be great, man. Yeah, man. Eastern Conference hoops has been amazing this season so far. Long may it continue until we get Tatum back. You feel me? Because when we get Tatum back, you know, it's curtains, bro. It's a matter of what's the thing that Madara done? You know, the where he wanted to use the Sharingan to have the world under his control. You guys know it. I don't know if you guys watch Naruto, you'll know what I mean, innit? Infinite Tsukuyomi. You feel me? When Tatum comes back, bro, Infinite Tsukuyomi to the entire NBA, bro. You feel me? But until then, though, yeah, man, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. I can't lie. Yeah, man. You guys take care.